You're never ever wrong, no, you're never wrong, never wrong, you're never ever wrong, no, you're never wrong, never wrong. You're never ever wrong, always something more to say. You're never wrong, but you never mind, I'll be fine. You're never.
Hey, what is up, everybody? Welcome back to House Wolfhard Gaming. Hang on just a second. Yep. So tonight we're going to take a little bit of break from some Outlast and Walking Dead Season 3, even though the third episode for Season 3 is not out yet, and I will do Outlast shortly. I had a little bit of a break because of Christmas and everything, New Year's and all that, yada yada. So yeah, we're going to react to Feminist Frequency, and this one caught my eye, and I was just kind of dumbstruck at this. It was just like, are women too hard to animate? What do you mean by that? I think I've seen a lot of animated models for women, and I think that they were pretty well done. They were really well done. The greasing of the clothing was really good. The facial structures where they had like scars and like a little bit of blemishes, or the eyelashes were so in sync with the wind. What do I mean by in sync with the wind? Like when the wind blew, the eyelashes blew that way. I thought they were really good, so I have no idea what she means by that. And does that look like Sub-Zero? Let's just start this. Okay, by the title and by what that was, I think I can see what she's trying to do here. Don't you think it's because that the girl was further away and had worse animation to it, and the guy closest to the screen, like this close, was, better animated because he was closer to the screen and she was further away? That's probably why they did it. You know what really makes her seem hypocritical in this? She says that she's doing this whole children versus women in video games thing, and she says that there's apparently so much sexism in video games and all that. She tries to disprove it, yet she has some sexualized pictures in this. Some of them are sexualized, some of them are just Catwoman walking down on a rooftop, which is nothing sexual at all. And she's done that as her intro. She's done that as her intro for this series she's trying to do for like children versus women in video games. You're not making your point very clear in this. It looks like you're trying to promote it.
At the 2014 Electronic Entertainment Expo, the game studio Ubisoft debuted a trailer showcasing the cooperative mode in their upcoming game Assassin's Creed Unity. One thing viewers quickly noticed about the trailer was that all the assassins in it were male.
And if you... God damn it. She's done that thing again, hasn't she? She's upset that there isn't a female lead. Oh, dear Lord. Dear Lord. Okay, so let me sum this down for you. In the full game, everyone's the same person. Everyone is Arno, but a different version of Arno. Like different color, different weapon. They're the same Arno. They're all Arno. God. So that's going to be disproven, and we'll just hear her out.
When questioned about why female characters weren't an option in this mode, the game's creative director said that although there were originally plans to allow for female assassins, the development team couldn't add them because it would require double the animations, double the voices, and double the visual assets. Meanwhile, a level designer on the game stated that including female assassins would have meant recreating 8,000 animations on a new skeleton. These comments led to an explosion of controversy and criticism on Twitter, with many people using the sarcastic hashtag #WomenAreTooHardToAnimate.
Oh my god. Oh my god. Jesus Christ. Oh
A number
my
of experienced
god.
game developers joined the chorus of voices calling out the absurdity of Ubisoft's claims. Animator Jonathan Cooper, who had previously worked on Assassin's Creed 3 for Ubisoft, tweeted, "I would estimate this to be a day or two's work, not a replacement of 8,000 animations. and Manveer Hare of BioWare summed up what Ubisoft was actually saying. We don't really care to put the effort in to make a woman assassin. Ubisoft's disregard for female character options didn't stop with Unity. Also at E3 2014, the director of Far Cry 4 admitted to a similar issue with that game's online co-op mode, saying, "We were inches away from having you be able to select a girl or a guy as your co-op buddy." Again, the excuse for why this option wasn't available was that it would be just too much work. And yet, again, what they were really saying was that they just couldn't be bothered to do the work it would have taken to provide that option. Though it's worth pointing out that in the 2 years since this controversy, Ubisoft has made clear efforts to improve the representation of women in the core Assassin's Creed games, with the most recent entry, Assassin's Creed Syndicate, giving the option to play as Evie Fry through much of the campaign. Of course, Ubisoft weren't and aren't the only ones with this apathetic attitude towards...
Okay, I'm just gonna say this right here. If they fixed the mistake, why are you trying to dig up the past again and try and say, they still did this, they still did this, they still did this, they fixed it, but they did this? God damn it. This is ridiculous. They fixed the mistake, and you're going back into it again.
inclusion. In fact, not doing the necessary work to include women has long been the norm in the video game industry. The FIFA soccer series, which had its first entry in 1993, took over 20 years before finally introducing female teams in FIFA 16.
I'm in the game.
Probably because the male division was like a lot more popular, and you saw a lot more famous soccer players, and so they did a lot of that to try and recreate the famous soccer players in FIFA.
And it took 10 years for Call of Duty to introduce female soldiers into its competitive multiplayer, with 2013's Call of Duty Ghosts. The long-running Battlefield franchise, on the other hand, has still never allowed for playable female characters in its multiplayer modes.
I really couldn't care if there were no females. I really couldn't care if there were no males. I just want to play a good game, you know? I just want to play a good game. Is that too hard for you to understand? That, not Call of Duty Ghosts. Call of Duty Ghosts wasn't good. No, but Battlefield, most of the Battlefields were fantastic. I love playing them. I really didn't care that I was a man. I did not give a shit if I was a man or a woman. I just wanted to play a game. I mean, I just wanted to play a game, and I really couldn't care about the genders. If I was given a choice between a man or a female, I would just go with a man or a woman. I really wouldn't care. Plus, in Battlefield 1, I don't know, July 27th, 2016, so she would have had some knowledge that Battlefield 1 was coming out. And if she's going to make the excuse about Battlefield 1 not having any female playable characters, I'm going to flip. Because it was based in World War 1. There were no females allowed. If she makes Battlefield 1 as an example, I'm going to cry.
There's an important conversation to be had about the ways in which military shooters work to glorify violence, but as long as we're going to have such games, it's actually better when they include female combatants in them. Now, you might be asking yourself, doesn't having female enemies in a game perpetuate violence against women?
Okay. I'm just going to say this right now. Doesn't really matter if there's a man or a woman. Again, I just want to play a game. That's all I care about.
And that's a good and fair question. When we refer...
No, it's not a good and fair question. Who gives a shit if you're shooting a woman? If you shoot a man, you're not going to get any problem with it. But if you shoot a woman... Screeching! Screeching! Red flag! Red flag! Violence against women. No, it's not a good and fair question. I don't care. I don't care if there's going to be some raving crazy person saying, you shot a woman even though she was shooting you. You deserve to be shot as well. Ugh.
To depictions of violence against women, we're generally discussing situations in which women are being attacked or victimized specifically because they are women, reinforcing a perception of women as victims. Such scenarios are very different from those in which women are presented as active participants. In the Street Fighter games, for instance, when Chun-Li and Ryu fight each other, this isn't considered violence against women because the two characters are presented as being on more or less equal footing, and because Chun-Li is an active participant who isn't being targeted or attacked specifically because she's a woman. Similarly, the waves of male attackers players face in so many games are typically not passive victims. They are active participants in the conflict, and importantly, the violence against them isn't gendered. Players fight with them because they're on the opposing side, not specifically because they are men. Unfortunately, when female combatants do appear in games, they are often presented in sexualized ways, which inevitably lend the player's attacks an air of gendered violence. In Saints Row,
Arab gendered violence. So if I shoot a sexy woman, I'm just like, misogynist. Maybe because she's trying to kill me? Maybe she has a gun, she's trying to shoot me with it, you know?
the third so-called horde mode, for instance, players must defeat waves of sexualized women, sometimes beating them to death with a large purple dildo.
Okay. So, Saints Row is not really a logical game. I don't know if you realize that. It's more of a parody. It seems like a parody of GTA sort of thing. So, yeah, and if you had forgotten, this is not really. It sort of is violence based. But at one point of Saints Row, I can't remember which one it is. Is it like 3, 4? I don't know the numbers to it. But your character, which you can choose to be a man or a woman, I believe, is naked. And they're being shot at. Okay, but she's not pointing that out, is she?
In 2009's game Wolfenstein, the Elite Guard are a special all-female enemy unit whose absurd uniforms sexualize not only the female characters themselves, but also players' acts of violence against them.
Again, they're trying to kill the player. The player shoots back. Very logical, in my opinion. They're trying to kill you. Might as well be them to be killed instead of you. I mean, the only thing that's revealing about them is about, like, say, if the breasts were, like, out here. There was, like, that much exposure. I've only saw a little bit of breast, but that's not what I'm focusing on. I'm just focusing on if I want to kill the bitch or not. Jesus Christ. Okay, if you...
Similarly, in 2012's Hitman Absolution, the Saints are a special unit of female assassins who wear latex fetish gear underneath nuns' habits. It's a ludicrous design choice that is transparently intended to sexualize these enemies. And in Metal Gear Solid 4, the Beauty and Beast unit is an enemy group made up of 5 female soldiers that players fight over the course of the game. At certain points during these encounters, each boss sheds her armor and appears as a woman in form-fitting attire.
There have been some cases where the male has been sexually, exposed. I don't see anything sexually exposing about this person, though. She's just wearing tight clothing. I don't know if you noticed, but in Halo, there are some tight-clothed men as well. Like, as you know, they're wearing the titanium, sort of like titanium chainmail, like titanium armor with a particle removed to make it flex. It's tight, and there are men. And also in Halo Fall Reach movie, there were kids. No one's complaining about them being sexualized, though. But you seem to be worried about when women are wearing tight clothing like this, that is sort of similar to the Under Armour suit in Halo. You don't really care about that, do you? All you care about is the fact that it's a woman wearing it. You don't care if it's a man wearing it. You're just like, that's normal. Woman wears it. Red flag, make a video about it. Jesus Christ.
If players then avoid the beauty's deadly embrace for several minutes without killing or neutralizing her, the game transports them to a white room where equipping the camera results in the character making sultry poses.
Again, there was a thing in, like, Mad Max. Not Mad Max. There might have been something in that. It's Apocalyptic Wasteland. Anything could happen. What was it again? The game. Is it Just Cause? Just Cause 3. There was a male stripper. And he did all those poses as well. Again, not only women that's being subjected to it.
Funny how that doesn't happen with the male bosses.
Oh, Jesus Christ, you're fucking retarded. You are retarded. Dead Rising 3, that guy with the bloody leather fetish and the bloody dildo flamethrower. He is sexualized as hell. He likes making sexual innuendos too. Even as he was dying, he was making innuendos. And he was just like, you gave me blue balls, you tease. And then the bloody flamethrower was just placed at his balls, and when he was dying, it was just squirting out white stuff. That was so disturbing and funny.
Whenever female combatants are dressed in sexualizing attire, it sets them noticeably apart.
Actually, some people won't even believe me because there's some people who think, Jesus Christ. You're making a big case about not being sexualized. You're making a sexual face. Anyway, I'm going to go into Microsoft Edge, and I'm going to show you that guy who has... I don't care about Steam. I'm going to show you the guy who is bisexualized. Alright, Dead Rising... Flippity. Whoa, what the hell? That was way too fast. Rising... Bloody hell, I'm not even pressing it that fast. Rising... That... I don't even know anymore. 3... what's his name? Pimp. Psycho. I think they were called Psychos. Psycho. Is there a thing about that? There he is! Can we click onto him? Just to show you what I mean. It clicked on John Hemlock. God damn you. I don't care about John Hemlock. I really care about that stripper guy, though. Okay, there. See? See what I mean? That guy is wearing leather. And, I got a bad image here to show you. But anyway, if you don't listen to me, then I'm gonna be one angry daddy. There we go. Male boss that was sexualized. And you fight him too. So it only proves my point even further. So can we just go back to YouTube? Just have a look-see here.
From other enemy units. It's intended to make the player's encounters with them sexually titillating, and that's particularly troubling considering that those encounters often involve fighting and killing those characters. Violence against female characters should never be presented as sexy.
I know I still made my point already, but it's still just annoying hearing all of this, and it's just like, I disproved her already. And it's just, it still keeps going and going and going.
The aim for games to handle female combatants is not to present them as sexualized treats for the player. Rather, it's to present them simply as combatants who happen to be women fighting alongside their male counterparts on equal footing.
They are fighting on equal footing. Plus, those girls were like members of the elite guard or something, and they were like bosses in a video game. I think on most cases, they're not on equal footing as the male players. They're actually on higher footing. Jesus Christ.
For all of its many, many problems, one thing BioShock Infinite did right was to include non-sexualized female officers on Columbia's police force.
Because what? Columbia's police force? Yes! Guys are gonna wear a uniform! Have you not seen a police officer in real life? No matter what, if it's a male or a female, they're gonna wear the same uniform. Not really a good example. It's a part of the police department.
And in Assassin's Creed Syndicate, both the player's gang and the enemy gang have rank-and-file female members who fight alongside the men.
Templars. Uniformed. Still the same thing.
Despite the presence of female combatants in games like these, there's still a tendency for game studios to treat female representation as some kind of extravagant goal, rather than simply treating it as standard in the same way they handle male representation. The excuse that I hear most...
Okay. So, if a man wears a singlet, that's fine. Man wears no shirt, that's fine. Guy wears no pants but underwear, that's fine. Girl wears a singlet, not fine. Okay.
The awesome to the absence of female combatants in games is that players wouldn't believe it. But games, even ones that draw on historical locations or events like the Assassin's Creed series, create their own worlds and set the tone for what we will or won't believe. To participate in the worlds games create, we happily accept time travel, superpowers, ancient alien civilizations,
Halo 5, yes,
ability
thank you.
to carry infinite items, the idea that eating a hot dog can instantly heal your wounds, and a million other fictions. It's certainly not too much to ask that these fictional worlds give us believable female combatants, too.
I do believe them. She's right in front of me. She's right in front of me. I shoot them. Oh, I just shot a female combatant. I obviously don't think about it that way. I just think like, oh, I shot some chick. So, yeah, I kind of do believe them. They kind of are believable female characters. I mean, the hairstyle, the body shape, you know, there's like the hip structure there. Microphone. So yeah, I don't need to look at bloody exposed breasts or bloody panties to know that they are bloody women. I can see them clearly, like that person. I know for a fact it's a woman. Plus that person there, I know for a fact it's a woman. It took me a little bit longer to look at because she's that bloody clothed. But yes, it is a woman. Ugh.
The media we engage with has a powerful impact on our ideas of what's believable and what's not. Games like Assassin's Creed Syndicate demonstrate that when the existence of female combatants is presented as straightforward, normal, and believable, players have no problem believing it. And they shouldn't, since unlike those magical healing hot dogs I mentioned, female combatants actually exist.
Female combatants already existed. Oh my god. Oh my god, she is so stupid. Oh god. Alright. Outro. I forgot all about Ivy being in a Soul Calibur series. That is a bit over the top, but then again, it's a Japanese game. I mean, have you seen how far Japanese people go with that sort of shit? Ugh, Jesus. Body language. It's just a chick meditating. Okay. Alright, so that does it for this video. She's obviously stupid. So, like, subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.